The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-rhymed them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, TGIF. Oh, shit. What's going on in this market, baby? Oh boy. We got a lot to get into today. Man, we're gonna get in and we're gonna get after it today because there's a lot that we have to look at. There's a lot that we have to go through. And this market, we're gonna be looking at some charts, we're gonna be looking at some data, we're gonna be looking at some news, because here are a lot of people out here with a lot of hopium. And I'm not saying that the bull market's over yet, but what I am saying is that there's some key indicators out there that we've been talking about here a lot on this channel, and I've been telling you guys to pay attention to, that are starting to play themselves out a little bit. And I'm not saying that it's over, but there's definitely some key indicators out there that are pointing to a situation where it definitely could be. And we're gonna look at them. What's up? What's up, everybody that's coming in on TikTok? Keep tapping that screen, y'all, and keep tapping because TikTok likes that. Over there on YouTube, man, make sure you guys are hitting the like and the share button too, man. I notice a lot of you guys don't hit the share button or the like button. And on X, do the same thing. I notice a lot of my viewers, looking at my analytics, a lot of my viewers are newer viewers, and they don't smash the like or the share, but they stay here the whole time. So at least hit the like. If you're not in the comment, at least hit the like. And over there on TikTok, at least keep smashing the screen, right? Keep smashing that screen, and get them likes up over there on TikTok as well, because we're gonna get after it today. Because I hear a lot of people out here talking a lot of hopium and a lot of misconceptions. Maybe they're misconceptions. I don't know. We got to wait and see how this market plays out, because this market is up and down, and it's volatile, and we'll see what happens. But we are where we are, and where we are is not a good situation. And at the end of the day, you can only trade the market that's in front of your face, and the market that's in front of your face right now is saying that this market is terrible. I don't know how else to say. But anyways, TGIF, everybody. Selmo, my dog. Good morning, dog. Scottish, what's going on? Is it over? Scottish says it looks like it's over, but let's make some money short in the market. Scottish, I've been short in the market for about a week now, dog. So if you're not short in the market, you're late. We've been short in the market for about a week. Since I've been raising the alarm bells, I really started to short the market. Junior, what's up? What's good? Good morning, my brother. How are you? Hope everything is well. Hope everything is well with you. Elmo is in the building. The number one bull run advocate. Elmo is in the building. Elmo says that we're in a bull run, baby. We're going straight to the moon. That's the story, and he's going down with it. What's up, Heat? Good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother. How are you? Tap that like screen. Yes. Tap. Y'all come on, baby. Tap. Like, and share. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get after it. What's going on, everybody over there on TikTok? Man, love you guys over there on TikTok. What is up? What is going on? It's Friday. We're gonna look at the market. We're gonna see how they traded last night, how the European market's trading this morning, how the United States market's gonna look like it's gonna open. And we're gonna get into some crypto. We're gonna get into some XRP news. We're gonna get into some actual chart news where we're going to start looking at Bitcoin. We're going to start looking at the bull run, going to start looking at the bear market, going to tell you guys exactly where I think we're at. And it's not my opinion. It's just facts. It's just facts. It's not my opinion. So let's go ahead. Let's get right in. Let's get after it. Asian markets traded like crap last night. They dumped. I don't know where my man Ken is. But my man Ken is over there in the European market taking all the profits because this market looks like trash. Ken, stop leaking the market, man. It's supposed to make me look good at least for an hour while we're here. Why are you over there pulling all your profits? Why are you over there pulling all your profits out, Ken? Come on, dog. And Selmo and Scottish, Selmo and Junior are over here dunking the United States markets. The NASDAQ is in red. The S&P's in red. The Dow's in red. Come on, Selmo. Come on, Junior. Quit dunking the markets on me. Quit pulling out all your profits, man. Come on, man. Make me look good at least for an hour. Come on, man. And then we got the Dow futures right here. Here are the headlines. They drop. They're tanking. They're tanking right now. Stock market's tanking. And here's where the money's coming out of. The money is coming out of big tech and all these big AI companies, because people have started to come to the reality that I've been saying for a while now, is that these guys are over leveraged with AI. They're over leveraged. And now the evaluations are starting to come in and are starting to look and they're saying, well, we're over leveraged. Microsoft, everybody, Apple, everybody, they're all over leveraged. Well, yeah, they are. When you start throwing around billions and billions of dollar price tag, eventually that hits the bottom line. But, let's get into a little bit of this that we got going on. Let's look at NVIDIA. Let's look and see where NVIDIA is right now, because nothing AI happens without NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA is the king. Everybody else is the baby sister. And if NVIDIA ain't pumping, the rest of the market ain't pumping when it comes to AI. Let's see what they did. They closed yesterday at 186.86. And they're going to open, if they opened right now, they'd open at 181.08, which is absolutely to the negative side, right? So let's go ahead and let's look. That's just not great. But let's go ahead and look too at the Solana Bitwise ETF, and we haven't looked at this one in a while. And this is the Bitwise. This is the staking ETF for Solana, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, the Solana ETF and the newly launched XRP ETF have outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF yesterday for a long time. Not a long time, but by a lot of money. A lot. In the Solana ETF, this Bitwise Solana ETF sitting over here that nobody's talking about, nobody cares about, except for the big institutional investors that have been putting money into this thing. This thing has literally been as a positive inflow for the last 11 days, right? The last 11 trading days, this thing has been absolutely just slowly creeping up as the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs have been slowly creeping down. So this thing's right now sitting at it closed at 1868 yesterday, going to open at 1831 today. So it looks like this may be the first negative day that it actually has in 11 days. So I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm telling you. So money's starting to flow into that Solana staking ETF. The XRP Canary Capital ETF launched yesterday, and we can come over here. Well, we'll look at it. It was the most successful ETF launch in history so far. it brought. Listen, I'm gonna give the XRP ETF its credit where credit's due. First of all, Canary Capital. It surprises me that this one put in. You got to look at the numbers for what they are, right? This one will say it put in 58 million of positive volume, right? And it's bigger than that because you have to add because it just launched yesterday. You got to add the pre-market sales in there, which bumps it up to 200. About a quarter of them, about a quarter, right? About 250 million, right? So about a quarter of a billion, right? So it had basically a positive inflow about a quarter of $1 billion, which makes it the most successful ETF launch in history. And yo, they did their thing, and I'll tell you, man, Canary Capital. It's not a great ETF, right? It's not a great company. It's not a big, huge company. So I would encourage you guys to not buy this ETF. Wait for the iShares ETF to come out. But if you want to get into Canary Capital, go ahead. But you can see it didn't have a lot of positive price impact on XRP because XRP was being sold off at the same time that this volume was being pumped in. So definitely a sell-off happened on XRP. It got up to about 250 yesterday when this thing was launched. It got up to about $2.50 and then took a huge pullback, right? Well, yeah, with the rest of the market. But when you're reading down through this article, it goes into the Solana ETF and the XRP ETF absolutely outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETFs. It just absolutely outperforming them. And it's not even close, right? The inflow money is not the percentage of inflow money, I should say, is not even close when it comes to the Solana staking ETF over there on Bitwise and the newly launched Canary Capital ETF for XRP. So we'll see what this ETF does today. I can tell you guys right now, we'll actually look at the pre-markets on it. It's you're not going to get a chart on it because it just launched yesterday, so it's going to be hard to get a actual chart on how it actually performed yesterday. It actually kind of, this is just one day of trading, right? So there's really not a lot there, but we'll definitely look and see where the pre-market is on it. I'm almost willing to bet you that the pre-market's down. The pre-market's down on it. Remember, it launched at $25 yesterday. After hours trading right now, $24.19. So right now, let's look at it. It launched at 25. Pre-market's 24.19. I do expect this thing to dip throughout the day today. And just just telling you guys, like, I would wait. I would hold off and buy any XRP ETFs until the big boys come out. Because if you go back and you look at what Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs did, the big boys are the ones that are on top, and everybody else just kind of went to the wayside. They just kind of left, right? So same thing will happen here. I don't think the Canary ETF is going to stay around long term. I think when iShares and a lot of the other big ones come out, you'll see these ones go bye-bye. Just kind of how it works. Money talks, bullshit walks, and the iShares and everybody else, well, they'll come out and trump these ETFs, and that's where the money flow will go. Any good blockchain? any good biotech tips? I would buy the ETF. I would buy a biotech ETF. And we'll get into kind of where I'm moving my money here in a minute. I'm definitely in a rotation mode right now, and I am definitely rotating some capital in different places. And I'll tell you where I'm rotating here as we go along. You see, gold's in the red too today. After I had a monster day yesterday, got up about $133. But yeah, definitely gold is up as well. So either the whales are. The whales are eating good. The whales are definitely there's a little bit of both going on, Selmo. You got some market manipulation going on, and the whales, the whales are eating good. I mean, these guys are up in profit, man. They see what we see. LeGrand, what's going on, man? What's going on? This has been this has been the most boring bull run bullets. Get used to it. These bull runs could get boring. You get to a point where there's a lot of institutional investment in crypto, and they get boring. But here's something that we talked about for a while now, and nobody wants to come to the realization of where we actually are in the economy. Everybody keeps talking about like all of this M2 money supply coming in, quantitative easing, all this stuff, right? And that's cool, man. We'll talk about it. And it sounds good, right? It sounds good. And it's great things to talk about. And people talk about, oh, we're gonna get $2,000 stimulus checks, and that's gonna pump crypto. Yeah, it's great. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And whatever, man. It's great news. But it's different. This is different from the vid times, and I can't say the actual word because they'll give me a flag. But the actual vid times, people were sitting at home, they were working, they had all this extra capital that they were pumping into the markets, which pumped up the markets. Now people are in a situation where they are actually broke. So even if you do get a $2,000 stimmy check, are they pumping it into the market? Chances are probably not. The average person, probably not. Will you get some people that are doing okay and they'll put it into the market? Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. But definitely not at the rate that you've seen it happen last time, right? And so here's the thing. People are literally people are literally living in Lululand, right? And it's one of them things where I call it Lululand. It's that's just where people are living. And everybody wants to say that the Bitcoin halving cycle is no longer here because institutional investments are here. The numbers just don't support that, right? The data just doesn't support that. But new foreclosures jumped 20% in October, in a sign of more to come in November. This was the situation that we have raised the red flag about for months here on this channel. Months. And you guys probably got so sick of me talking about it. But now it's starting to play itself out. And actually over on TikTok, my man Cashflow and myself have been talking about this forever, about this actual housing issue, right? It's an issue, and people are upside down. And this goes to show you what I'm saying about the $2,000 stimulus checks is true. People are struggling, and you see the foreclosures up 20% in October, expected to go up even higher in November. So the economy is falling apart. You have your haves and your have-nots, right? So the haves are investing in the stock market and investing in the crypto, and the have-nots are just trying to get some soup to eat and pay their mortgage. And so we're living in two separate worlds right now, right? And when you live in two separate worlds, something's going to break. And I've been saying that it's the housing market that's going to break for a long time because interest rates are high. The average of first-time home buyers have gone way up. As far as age groups go, the average home buyer has gone way up as far as age groups go. So the baby boomers and everybody else are capitalizing on this market, while the younger people are getting decimated by this market. And that's what's happening right now. And the numbers are starting to come out. And I always say the chickens will come home to roost, baby. And they are coming home to roost. And I'm not boasting about this or happy about it by any stretch of the imagination, but we seen this shit coming. Everybody else, a lot of other people out here are putting sunshines and roses and saying, oh yeah, but this is gonna happen. Oh yeah, but this is, listen, people are broke. And in order for crypto to pump, and understand this, crypto is a $3 trillion market cap industry. That's less than the whole market cap of Nvidia. Sit back and take that in for a minute. We sit here, we talk about crypto because we make money in crypto, but the complete crypto market cap is less than the market cap of Nvidia. Just so when we talk about this and these big, huge, oh my God, these are big, huge companies and they're going to do this and they're the whole market cap is less than Nvidia. So how big are you really? Seriously. So yo, we've been talking about this. So it is what it is. How low can we go? We can go pretty damn low, Selmo. We can go pretty damn low. So yeah, I mean, foreclosures are starting to roll in, y'all. And let's go ahead. Let's look at this chart. This is a Bitcoin chart on the monthly. And I've been showing you guys this chart at nauseum, right? And Bitcoin and ETH are Trojan horses. Yeah, Bitcoin runs this market. It's Bitcoin and everybody else. Seriously. Everybody else are such small fishes in the sea of crypto. It's Bitcoin and all of its baby sisters. That's how this market is, right? It's literally Bitcoin and all of the baby sisters, right? Because if Bitcoin don't perform, the rest of the market don't perform because Bitcoin owns half of that market. Bitcoin literally owns half of that market. So, I mean, nobody can talk shit about Bitcoin until they can actually perform and get a market cap as big as Bitcoin. You think about it from a sports analogy, because I'm a sports guy. I love sports. You can't be in third place, fourth place, fifth place, sixth place and talk shit about the top dog. The top dog, the number one dog. Until you unseat that number one dog, you can't talk shit. You are, who was it? Bill Parcells used to say, you are what your record is. And these cryptocurrencies out here, you are what your market cap is. That's all you are. You are what your market cap is. So if your market cap says that you're $2 billion, you're worth $2 billion, that's all you are, is you're worth $2 billion. That's it. That's it. That's all you are. And until you unseat the top dog, which is Bitcoin, you are the baby sister. And it is what it is. You gotta speak, when you speak about these things, you gotta speak about them in reality, right? No sunshine, flowers, roses, patting people on the back of the head, saying this thing's going to the moon, this thing's doing this. And I told you guys, I've been telling you guys for months, this is not a holder's market. This is not a holder's market. It's a trader's market. And it's not. And if you're holding, you're getting absolutely torched right now. And I don't say that to be ignorant to you or laugh at you or make fun of you or anything else. But for months, we've been telling you that this is not a holder's market. If you are holding on to all of your crypto right now for dear life, you are absolutely getting torched. It's not me saying that. It's the numbers. It's a trader's market. So here we go. We got Bitcoin on the monthly. Here's the tunnel. Since 2023, Bitcoin has been in a steady uptrend, right? Since 2023, this is going all the way back to October of 23. And here we sit, right? I'm going to blow this up for y'all on X and YouTube. Blow this up for y'all. We have tested the downside channel of this. We've touched, you see, we touched the bottom of this channel and we bounced off of it, right? And the bottom of this channel right now is sitting at let's see, we are sitting right at 90, right around 97.9. Call it even 98K, depending on what chart you're looking at, right? Depending on what chart you're looking at, give you either 98 or 97, you know, blah, blah, blah. But here we are. We touched the bottom, right? Stay with me. Classes in session. Classes in session, my friends. I told you that if we mint a monthly candle outside of this channel, bull run over. Why do I say that? Why do I tell you that? Well, let's go back and look at history. This was the last bull run, right? Here's your channel right here. This channel started way back in October of 2021. All right. So we're comparing apples to apples here, right? Beta test coin. I'm going to tell you guys how I feel about low market caps here in a minute. So this started in 2021, right? You seen the bull run. You see the bull run right here. This is the bull run we all got excited about. It minted a ton of millionaires. Dogecoin, SHIB, everybody like took off and people were in this bad boy, right? What happened? It printed a red candle here. It came outside of the channel, wicked back up in the channel, printed its next monthly candle outside of that channel, and boom, you were in the bear market, right? We can go back to the bull run before that, which was a baby bull run. Look at the baby Bitcoin pump over here, baby. Where was Bitcoin at right there? At 13K, baby. You see the same thing. The channel's here. It wicks down, prints the red candle in the bear market. So where are we today? We haven't wicked outside of this channel, but boy, are we flirting with the bottom of that bad boy. Oh boy, are we flirting with the bottom. If we wick out of there this month and at the close, we print a monthly candle outside of that, it's a wrap. That's not me telling you this. That's the chart telling you this. That's not me. That's not, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not predicting anything. I'm showing you what is real. This is what is happening. I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, this is what I think, or blah, 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 like everybody else does. This, based off history, this is how this thing plays out. So I told you guys to watch this chart. And people will say, well, altcoin season. We haven't had altcoin season yet. I would beg to differ, my friend. I would beg to differ, my friend. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Let's look at the Ethereum chart. On the monthly, not the daily. Let's look at it on the monthly. We wicked up here $4,930, $30, $40, call it what you want, depending on what chart you are, right? And you came from, let's come down here, 1,300. So you came from 1,300 up to about $4,040. If we're done, that was your altcoin season. I'm just looking at the chart. DG's just looking at the chart and saying this possibly could be the move, right? This possibly could be the move. So when people say that they didn't have an altcoin season, this 2024 right here, right? This is August to like October, right? Of this year, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, 2025, right? Right around, you can call it the end of 2020. You can call it the end of 2024 going into 25 this year, right? This could be your altcoin season. This could be the best you get out of your altcoins, right? But people say, oh, there's no altcoin season. There's no altcoin season. It never happened. Ethereum went from 1,000. Just listen to what I'm saying before people get defensive. Class is in session. The Professor DG is here. Ethereum went from $1,300 to $4,030. Is that not a run? I asked the question. Please answer the question for the professor. Is that not a run? Is that not a run? That sounds like a run to me. It may not be the run that you want, but it sounds like a run, right? And we can pull the same thing with Solana, right? We'll come over here and look at Solana. Solana came from $43 all the way up in the same time period to, we'll call it $43. It actually came in lower than that, but just for the sake of argument, we'll say $43. All the way up to, let me take it here, $298, call it $300. Is that not a run? Did we not have a run? So I think it's about perspective of when you got in the market and where you are now, based on whether or not you had a bull run or you didn't have a bull run, right? It's about perspective. So and whether or not you took your profit or not. Why hold ETH and other why hold ETH? Why hold ETH? Why hold any crypto? Why hold any crypto? You say why hold ETH, but only to pay gas fees? Why hold anything? Right? What you people that hold XRP? Why hold XRP? What are you doing with it? You're holding it to make money, right? Because you're not out here using it in real world. You're not out here using Solana in the real world. You're paying gas fees, right? So, what's up, Ken? I was talking crap about you earlier too. I said you're over there dunking the EU market on us. So, that argument could be made. People say, why hold Bitcoin? Why hold ETH? Why hold because they're not because you don't use them in everyday life. Let's be 100% honest. You don't use any crypto in 100-day life, in everyday life. You don't use any of it. You're holding it right now just to make money. That's it. That's it. That's all you're doing. The argument's the same no matter what crypto you hold. I don't see anybody out here spending XRP at the store. It's just or Solana or Chainlink or any other crypto, right? So, it is what it is, Yo, Ken was over there dumping the EU market. That's why he wasn't here. He's dumping it on us. But so you know, I mean, you got to put things into perspective, right? So you guys know, like, look at where we are as a total market cap. We'll go over this. We kind of skipped over this and got right into the charts, right? Total market cap, I mean, total Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 22. You're in fear, about to go into extreme fear, right? You're in fear, about to go to extreme fear. Altcoin season has been pushed back to 33 out of 100. You guys, we are nowhere near altcoin season. Let's just put that out there. We are literally nowhere near altcoin season. We shouldn't even be talking about altcoin season at this point. Altcoin season shouldn't even be a conversation that's on the table, right? It literally should not be even a conversation. That's how far away from altcoin season you are. It's like a pipe dream at this point, because you're 33 out of 100, and we'll get to the market cap here in a minute. But Bitcoin dominance is still sitting at 59.7%. Altcoins ain't moving to the extreme level with Bitcoin dominance sitting at 59.1%. I mean, I get it. I get so frustrated with people who give you these fairy tale predictions, right? And I give XRP full credit. They came out yesterday. And they said, and they launched the ETF that was the most successful ETF launch in history. $250 million of volume came through that thing on a shit ETF. Canary Capital is a crap company. It's a shit company. And they put $1 billion through that thing. $250 million. But as fast as they were throwing money into XRP yesterday, is as fast as people were exiting XRP yesterday. You don't gotta believe me. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. You don't believe me, because men lie, women lie. But this chart right here does it. Yesterday, XRP got up to $2.50 at the launch of that ETF. Right? This isn't my prediction. This is exactly what happened. We can go back and look and see what happened yesterday. You don't need me to tell you what happened. The chart will tell you what happened. XRP currently right now is sitting at $2.23 and on its way down. As fast as they were putting money into XRP, institutions was putting money into XRPs as fast as people were exiting XRP. Think about that for 1 minute. Put $250 million through your project. And because your price went down, there was more than $250 million that left that project. I'm just saying. That's not me. That's not me talking. That's the chart talking. People are taking profits. That's what's happening. It's not that, people don't believe or people don't want to be there or anywhere else. It's people are taking profits. People are scared. They're taking profits. They're getting the fuck out of the market. That's what's happening right now. Tap that like screen over there on TikTok, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. November 22nd, all financial. Yes, November 22nd, ISO goes live. I completely agree with that statement. Completely agree. It goes live. Will it pump these projects on November 22nd? Well, guess what? On November 23rd, We're going to find out. And I'm going to leave it right there. On November 23rd, we're going to sit here and we're going to have a conversation, not about what I think, but about what the chart says. We're going to have that conversation. And believe you me, I hold crypto. I know I get on you guys about holding because this is a trader's market, but I hold crypto. But I'm in a different situation. The majority of the crypto that I hold was bought way back in the bear market. Completely different situation than somebody that's coming into the market today. Completely different. And that's the other thing that you guys got to be careful of. Like when people are sitting in front of these cameras, are they talking to you as if you were coming into the market today? Or are they talking to you as if you've been in as if you're somebody that has been in the market since 2020, 2021 bull market, sold off, made money, came back in 2020, 2023, 2022, up in that area? How are they talking to you? Are they talking to you like you're somebody that invested through that whole nasty bear cycle that we just went through? Or are they speaking to you as somebody that's investing today? I'm going to talk to you as somebody that's investing today. If you're in the market today, this is what you're looking at. If you were buying during the whole bear market, completely different situation. We're buying XRP at 30 cents and 50 cents. You're buying Bitcoin at 15 to 30K. You're buying, XLM at 9 cents. You're buying, SUI at $1 and some change. You're buying HBAR at 7 cents. You're buying all of these projects at rock bottom prices. That does not relate to somebody who's coming into the market today. You are on two completely different trading strategies. I'm not going to talk to you like you've been here forever. I'm going to talk to you like you're just coming in. What's the game plan? What's the game plan now? Now, Daniel, here's the game plan. Scottish. The game plan for me is, obviously, I have crypto that I'm holding that I bought way back when. And I've started to liquidate some of that. Right. And I'm buying Bitcoin, right? So when we look at Bitcoin, I'm buying the shit out of Bitcoin right now, right? Bitcoin's down to 94.8, right? Just this morning when I woke up, it was at 96. So it's already dropped 2,000, right? So when we look at this, I'm liquidating some of my altcoin positions and I'm just buying Bitcoin. So only cryptocurrency I'm buying right now is Bitcoin. And every time this thing drops $1,000, I'm buying more Bitcoin. If it drops $1,000 again, I'm buying more Bitcoin. If it drops 1,000 again, I'm buying more Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin all the way down. And I'm leverage trading. I'm looking for positions that I can get in that can bring me, a quick, short or a quick long, depending on what the market's looking like that day or that second, right? I'm buying that and getting out of that position. And I'm opening that position and I'm closing that position. And I'm taking that profit and I'm buying more Bitcoin. That's what I'm doing. And I have a couple positions of these lower market cap meme plays. I'll hold them. I'm holding them. But I don't think that we're going to have a huge meme coin run this cycle. I think that's over, right? I think what we may have a little pump here, and I'll get to my evidence here in a minute about why that's the case, right? But I don't think that right now that's the move, right? everybody's like, yeah, but you're not going to 20x Bitcoin, but you can 20x a lower market cap token. You're not, there's not enough money. Thank you for the heart me over there on TikTok. So there's not enough money in the market right now, right, to make that happen, right? And I know a lot of the devs I talk to are gonna hate me for saying this, but I got to keep it 100, right? We got to keep it 100 on here, right? The total cryptocurrency market cap is 3.27 trillion. 59% of that sits in Bitcoin, which only leaves about 40 and 39 to, roughly about 40%, let's call it, in the rest of the market. And you see this market cap continually go down, right? This market cap is on a straight downward trajectory, right? It's straight going down, right? So with that being said, what's up, Tim Ski? What's up, Tim Ski? The sky is falling. I don't think the sky is falling. I think we just got to play this thing right, Tim Ski. And that's what I'm trying to get across to people is play this thing right. Take out all the noise, right? Just don't listen to the noise, right? Don't listen to what people think is going to happen, and don't listen to what people want to happen, and don't listen to what people are trying to sell you, right? Listen to what people are saying, and then go look at the chart and go match, say, does this match what's going on in the real world market, right? If somebody's saying something to you, you go look at the chart and say, does the chart match what they're saying? And if the chart doesn't match what they're saying, then that person is giving you their opinion. They're not giving you factual information, right? People say the Bitcoin cycle is no longer here. The Bitcoin cycle has played itself out exactly like the Bitcoin cycle should have played itself out, right? We just looked at it, right? We just looked at the Bitcoin chart, right? And the Bitcoin cycle is exactly intact from where it should be. Now, does that mean that your altcoins have performed as well as they should have? No, but that's why they call it the Bitcoin cycle and not the altcoin cycle, because altcoins are different than Bitcoin. Yes, we've had an altcoin season based on when Bitcoin fell, their dominance fell, the altcoins ran, and that was the cycle. But that's not the Bitcoin cycle, right? So altcoins aren't completely, altcoins are now, they're ran off of micro and macro economics, right? So what's going on in the stock market will dictate what's going on with your altcoins. And right now, the stock market doesn't look good. Stock market, it looks like the AI bubble is starting to come back down to reality, which it brings your altcoins back down to reality. You may have had your altcoin run. We will see based on the chart, right? Bitcoin can bounce back today, get back up in that channel, and be perfectly fine. If it falls outside that channel, mints that monthly candle outside that channel, you've really got to start looking around and scratching your head and going, this might be over, right? This might be over. We might be out of Lululand, right? We Lululand out here. We might be out of Lululand, and we might actually be done, right? For this cycle. Your bills are paid. Yeah, that's what matters, right? Like I'm telling you guys, like I'm buying Bitcoin right now. That's what I'm buying. And I'm trading the market, right? I'm trading the market, right? So when I come over to this chart, right, and I'm looking at the hourly, we're on an hourly. I'm looking at my indicators, right? And if they're telling me to buy a long, I'm going to take a long. If they're telling me to go short, I'm going to go short. And I'm going to play this market for exactly what it is. And, we're going to make some money going up. We're going to make some money going down. But the only crypto I'm buying right now is Bitcoin. And, it is what it is. 90% of crypto will not will not meet the regulations. You're right. A lot of crypto won't meet the new regulations or the Clarity Act, because the Clarity Act says that you have to be doxxed. You have to be doxxed. How many of your projects are doxxed? Think about it. How many of them are doxxed? Outside of, Bitcoin, I mean, they give Bitcoin a pass, right? Well, how many of your projects are doxxed? Not many. Not many. And if you're out here right now and you're trading outside of the top, I usually say 200, right? If you're trading outside of the top 100 tokens out here on this list right now, you're probably getting absolutely fucking torched. And you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Right now, you shouldn't be trading out of the top 100. You just should. It does not make sense for you to be trading outside of the top 100 right now. Fundamentally, it does not make sense. Mathematically, it does not make sense. And why do I say mathematically it does not make sense? It's simple. Come back over here to the total market cap sitting at 3.27 trillion. Take more than half of that off the table. That's what's in the rest of your altcoins and meme coins. Take it, and then you can take another let's call it 12% off of that half, and that's what's in Ethereum right now. So yeah, like you're literally down to next to nothing. All the rest of these projects, and I'll say it on here, and it'll be controversial. People will argue with me, but you got 60, roughly about 69% of 70% on any given hour of the complete cryptocurrency market cap sitting in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's not me. I didn't say that. That's the math. It's telling you right there on the screen. Right? It's the math. That's not it's not an opinion that I have. That's a factual data point that's there, right? So with that much money tied up in the top two tokens, right? Everybody else has scraps. They're scraps. Just being honest, right? Because we don't fanboy anything, we don't round trip anything, we don't do anything. They're scraps. And the further down the list you go here, the less scraps you get. The less scraps you get. Right? So if these two, Bitcoin and Ethereum, aren't moving, right? If they're not pushing the market up, right? Because these are the only two projects that can actually push the market up because they own about 70% of the market, right? Believe you me. If Solana goes on a run all by itself, I hate to pick on XRP because then people call me an XRP hater. Right? If Solana goes on a run all by itself, gets up to $400, I want you to ask yourself a simple mathematical question. Will a lot of people make money? Absolutely. What will it do for the whole cryptocurrency market cap? Just sit back, take your tinfoil hat off, and say, if Solana doubles right now and goes from $137 to $300. What's that going to do for the cryptocurrency market cap? Good morning, Kelcher. Good morning, Uncle Josh. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Uncle Josh. Good morning, Kelcher. But if Solana doubles right now, no, I'm not. I hope it does. I'll make a shit ton of money if that happens, right? But if it doubles, what's that going to do for the cryptocurrency market cap? Is it going to double the cryptocurrency market cap? I can tell you what it'll probably do for the cryptocurrency market cap. We'll look at it in just a second. So if Solana doubles, right, sitting at $76.5 billion, if it doubles, that's about, call it $1.5 trillion, right? All by itself. If it just doubles all by itself. Does that even have a real significant impact on the market cap? Not at all. Not at all. That's top 5 crypto. Top 5 crypto. It has very little impact on the market cap. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm buying Bitcoin. That's all I'm doing. Look at it. It keeps coming down. It's 95.3 right now. Every time it comes down $1,000, I'm buying more Bitcoin. Buying more Bitcoin. Just buying more Bitcoin. I'm not buying anything else that's on this chart right now at this given time. I am not buying in a spot bag. I will trade the shit out of it. I will trade it up. I will trade it down on leverage, but I am now holding it. So I don't know, Scottish. That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. Name me a project right now that you can put your money in and you can say, I'm actually going to DCA down into this particular project because I know for a fact it's going to go up. I know for a fact it's going to go up. Can't happen. There's not another one on the board that you can say that with. I'm scrolling down through here. There's not another one. And I, like I said, XRP ETF, most successful launch in history. ETF launched yesterday. Pumped this thing up, put over $250 million. Crow. Timsky says crow. We'll see. Timsky says crow. Timsky's been on crow for a while. Most successful launch of an ETF in history. $250 million of inflows into that thing. XRP went up to 250. It's sitting at $2.28 right now. That's not me. That's not me. That's the number. That's not my prediction. That's what happened. Which means that there was over $250 million that came out of that project as well. That's not my prediction. That's what the price says. It's not that's what the price says. Some people are going to get on here and they're going to be like, oh my God, but it's not going to hit the chart till today. It's not going to hit the chart till, well, you've seen where that was going in the pre-market, right? It's down $1, right? Canary Capital is not going to send XRP to the moon. Doesn't have enough juice. Got to get the iShares one out there. Then we'll be talking about some business. So, White Monkey, one of the projects we've been looking at for a while. $9.17 million. We looked at this yesterday. It was up at 11 million. I'm proving my point to you guys right now. I'm literally proving my point about why you better be very, very careful in anything that you invest in outside of the top 100. 9.19 million. It was 11 million yesterday. We're going to go down through here, right? We're going to look at these, right? Hyperswap. We've been looking at Hyperswap for a while. 468.6K. This thing was up to 1.2 million. I'm not fudding anybody here. I'm just proving my point. Trouble. You guys know I'm a big, I love Trouble. I'm going to bring Trouble up in a minute. It's a platform that I usually use to put in all my longs and shorts. Love this platform for its perpetual trading. Love it. 445.4K. 10 cents. 2 days ago, this thing was at 13 cents. Just proving my point here. CD Panda. 221.8K. We've been looking at this thing was up to 500,000. Shield. I love Shield. Love this project. I think this project's gonna absolutely take off when the rest of the altcoins take off. But right now, you can only talk about what it's doing right now. Fuck what it's gonna do in the future. What's it doing right now? 311.5K. 311.15K. My bad. Yesterday it was at 500,000. XCL. You guys know I didn't invest in XCL. $4.2 million. A couple days ago, this thing was sitting 9-10 million. Tell me the big wallets didn't dump the shit out of that thing. Corny underneath 100 million. 69.5 million. I want you guys to take a deep breath on that. I told you, the professor is here. The professor is in session today. And people will tell you, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. I'm telling you, don't buy the dip. Understand what I'm saying to you? Don't buy the dip. Don't slip on the dip. Wait for the market to bottom out and then go in and figure out where your position wants to be. Don't buy the dip. Right, because right now, this isn't me talking. This is the numbers. I know people are going to get on me and I'll get a lot of hate. But that right there looks like a falling knife. Why in the hell would you buy into that? Why would you buy into that? It's not done falling. It's not done coming down. 3.27 trillion. When we started streaming this morning, it was at 3.31 trillion. We're down to $3.27 trillion in market cap. Why you buying that? Especially BTC or ETH. Junior, you keep dogging BTC or ETH. They own 70% of the market. If they don't perform, the rest of the market is shit. I mean, I know I see, and this is the part right here where they'll call me the XRP hater, but I'm not a hater. I love XRP. I own it. I just own it at a different price than people that are buying today. But its market cap right now is $137.4 billion. No, Ken, I gotta catch up on you with you one-on-one for the one-on-one. I want to teach you some stuff. Maybe this weekend. Hopefully this weekend. 137. Damn, I'm overtime. $137.4 billion market cap. This isn't my assumption. Bitcoin is $1.9 trillion. Understand the difference. $137.34 billion market cap for XRP versus a $1.9 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. Remember the sports analogy I gave you earlier. You can't talk shit about the top dog until you unseat the top dog. And until you unseat the top dog, you're no better than second place, which is the last loser, which is where Ethereum sits right now. So when we talk about XRP's got a lot of catalysts that are coming. They have a lot of upside. But to compare yourself to Bitcoin, you're fooling yourself. You're at $136.9 billion market cap. And you're comparing yourself to a $1.9 trillion market cap project. You ain't even in the same fucking league. To be honest with you, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You ain't even in the same league. Can XRP get there? Yeah. But nobody should be talking shit about Bitcoin until you get there. Get there first and let's have the conversation. Get over $2.50 and build a support line first. Don't wipe out $250 billion of inflows into your project from the ETF that a lot of your holders were waiting for. Don't wipe out $250 million in inflows into your project. You want to get up here where Bitcoin is? Don't put $250 million of inflows into your project and take out more than $250 million of inflows. You can't. It don't make sense. How much has BTC fallen? BTC can fall right now 50%, and you still wouldn't be in the same league as Bitcoin. According to market cap, you still wouldn't be up there playing with the top dog. Bitcoin is the top dog. They are the top, they are the number one dog in the business. Just like NVIDIA is the number one dog in AI, Bitcoin is the top dog in crypto. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it real. I don't have an opinion. I'm going straight market cap. I told you guys, I don't fanboy anything. I ain't married to none of this shit. I'll dump the whole fucking thing and won't care. That's how I trade. If I am where I want to be, I'll dump the whole shot. I don't give a damn. These devs don't care about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll dump the whole fucking bag. I don't care. I don't fanboy anything. I look at the numbers, and the numbers say you're nowhere near the top dog. Are you a badass project? Hell yeah, you're a badass project, XRP. Do you got a lot of stuff going for you right now? Hell yeah, you got a lot of stuff going for you right now. Are you gaining ground on a lot of these other projects? Hell yeah, you're gaining ground on a lot of these other projects. Are you on Bitcoin's level? Hell no, you ain't on Bitcoin's level right now. I mean, come on. We got to keep it 100, man. Got to keep it 100. I mean, it is what it is. It's about market cap size. And the bottom line here is, you've seen what happened yesterday. You brought in $250 million in inflows into XRP. You leaked out more than $250 million. And until you can stop leaking out more than what you're bringing in, your price will go down. Because the only thing people should give a shit about is price go up. That's it. That's all you should care about with your crypto. Does price go up? If price don't go up, then the rest is irrelevant. The rest is completely irrelevant. So, all right, guys. With that, we're up out of here for the day. We'll be back at you guys on Monday. Hopefully, the market will turn around. But watch that monthly candle, guys. I still think that we're in a bullish trend until that candle mints outside of that monthly. I still think we're bullish until then. But I am buying Bitcoin. I'm buying all the way down here. And that's the only thing I'm buying on spot right now. So that's my plan. I am trading the market. I'm trading the hell out of the market, longs and shorts, depending on where the indicators tell me I gotta go. Actually, I got 5 trades open right now, so we're trading the market right now. That's the only way really to go at this moment in time. And we're out of here until next time, until Monday. So appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. And I always tell you guys, and I'm going to tell you guys a lot this weekend, you're going to hear a lot of talk. You're going to hear a lot of chatter. You're going to hear a lot of stuff going on. You're going to hear a lot of stuff going on this weekend about the market. Take what people say and go match it up to the chart. And if the price action at that given moment doesn't match what they say, brush it off and keep it moving. So with that, we're up out of here. Appreciate you guys. And like I said, we'll be back at you guys on Monday. TikTok, I'll be over there hanging out with Waddy and everybody probably all weekend. Love you guys. Love you guys on YouTube and X and everywhere else. Go ahead, hit that like button on your way out. Peace.